Plaintiff Belinda Brophy says after she was incarcerated, she decided to turn her life around, and she took the defendant, who used to date her son, under her wing. However, Belinda is suing her son's ex-girlfriend today for unpaid loans. Defendant Lelena Mathis Porterfield says she was so close to Belinda that she even called her mom. But after Lelena and Belinda's son broke up, everything changed. And that's when Belinda filed this lawsuit.
Go ahead.
I wanted to tell you a little bit about me. At age 14, I witnessed a guy come in and killed my mother.
Terrible. Sorry to hear that.
From that time, it was me and my sister. We basically kind of hung together, raised ourselves, raised our little brothers and sisters, which led me down to a path of destruction. In November 28th, 1999, I was incarcerated. I vouched then that I would never come out the way I went in. And in the prison system, I got some programs together. I got myself together. And
what did you do?
What I did is a co-facilitator and myself, we put on a program called Act Up. And Act Up changed the way you think, the way everything. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So we're presently in the prison system as of today. I go back to reentry, and I go to juvenile hall, which is no longer in existence because the budget cuts.
What do you do?
We go in and we try to show them that there's another way of life. You could turn that negative into positive.
Many of those prisoners are unaware of what to do when they get out.
Yes.
And there are many ex-offender programs that they don't even know about. And unfortunately, the prison system lets them out without even telling them about these existing programs. I've had the chance to work in prisons myself. I speak to the ones who are a year or under in terms of being released. And when I first went, I found that most of the prisoners didn't have any idea what they were going to do. A lot of them had training already. They had a GED, and they had no idea where they could turn.
Right.
And so I knew the Second Chance Act had been passed by Congress, and the Second Chance Act provides monies to organizations locally to start reentry programs so that they don't go right back to jail and cost taxpayers more money. And so I say that to say, make sure you're doing that. And those at home or in prison that are watching, make sure you challenge the administrators in the prison. Give me a list of the ex-offender programs, because some of these programs are sitting right there under these prisoners' noses, and they have no idea they exist. So they go back to their life of crime and end up back in prison and cost us more money. So I applaud you for what you're doing, because you've done enough, obviously, in turning your life around and in helping the prisoners, that you had enough money to loan her because you're suing her for the money. Let's give you a hand. All right. So tell me about your association with the defendant.
She was a friend of my son's, Raymond, and my son bumped his head, of course, and got incarcerated. We became closer due to that fact, and she's like a daughter to me.
How long have you known her?
Well, I known her before I was incarcerated. That was when my son was like 12 years old. Okay. We went to the same church.
Okay.
We broke apart, we went to different churches, and then my son reunited with her. My son is a football coach, and she's a cheerleading coach.
Good.
And so then...
You all got along all along up until this point, obviously?
Yes.
All right, let me hear from you about anything you'd like to tell me in terms of background before we get to the loans.
Her son and I were friends at 12, then we reunited again, and we were close, like a mother and daughter was, and I actually call her mom and things like that, and which when Raymond and I, we no longer talk. So when Raymond and I broke up, then next thing I know, I'm being sued for the money.
Why don't you all speak anymore?
Well, I'm saying like he no longer talk, like he and I are no longer together, like in a relationship. He is my friend.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So the only problem you all have had is this money she loaned you?
Correct.
Allegedly, let's hear about it.
What happened was May 29th, 2010, we call her Pebbles. She came to me about a water bill, and I told her I would help her. You know, I mean, somebody helped me, so why wouldn't I pass it down? I helped her. And then she came to me about a car and her mortgage needed paid. So in June, I think it was...
You helped with that too?
Yes.
You say if somebody comes to you with that, you help because you will help.
Not everybody.
Not everybody. You know I was setting you up now.
Right.
So if I was going to send somebody away, some of the folks that come to me, I was going to tell them, go to Belinda. She'll help you out. She helps anybody. Go ahead. All right. So you helped her with the car as well?
Yes.
All right. What was the agreement on repayment?
I have a agreement where I made her as well as my son sign a contract, as well as I have my checking account.
All right, let me see it, please. So you chose not to sue your son? You chose not to hold him accountable?
He didn't borrow any money.
Oh, why you put his name on there?
He's a witness.
Okay. All right, he witnessed you give his girlfriend money.
Yes.
He didn't give her the money, he witnessed you giving her the money.
Yeah, I got a canceled check with her name on it also.
All right. And now he's helping as a witness to sue his girlfriend, who he witnessed getting the money.
Right.
Who probably rode in the car and everything else, right? He benefited from this just as much as you. You tell me about the loans, ma'am.
Okay, just like a daughter would go to her mom, I went to her and, you know, asked her could she help me out with some bills and repairs for my car. And in turn, I did sign the promissory note to pay back. Also as a daughter to a mom, when I lost my job and everything and my finances.
When did you lose your job?
February last year, 2010.
All right.
Well, I, you know, can't find a job. I, you know, fell on hard times and things like that. Was just getting unemployment and stuff, but the loan wasn't supposed to be paid back until this year.
$2,800 she loaned you, and your defense is you haven't had a chance to pay it back? Is that your defense?
Correct. I've always...
When was the last time you spoken with her about it?
It was back in March when I was supposed to repay the loan.
What'd you tell her?
That I hadn't got my income tax because I was going to give her the money out the income tax and I hadn't got it. And I
still haven't gotten it?
You think with a name like Mathis, she would have watched his show once or twice.
That's true. No, not to depend on anyone tell you they're going to give you their money from their income tax, ma'am.
Well,
nobody ever does that. They say that and then you never get it. You'll get a million excuses. Well, watch this. Why couldn't you pay from... Why won't you be able to pay from your income tax?
I'm sorry.
She can't even answer
That's not what it was, though, Judge. Like, I still consider her my mom, so I was gonna give her the money back.
And what happened?
I didn't get my income tax. My house got foreclosed on, so I had to pay it out to the tax. I got my foreclosure papers and everything.
All right, I just want to make my point. So when you get your income tax, it has to go towards your house, right?
Correct.
Just save a little for her. $2,800 for the plaintiff. You have no legal defense. Keep up the good work. Have a good day.
Pebbles, no matter what, you're still my daughter, and I'll always love you. It was a misunderstanding, and any way I can help you other than money, I will help you. Can I have a hug? Yes.
Judge Mathis, my name is Jeremy, and I have a question. Is it considered invasion of privacy if my boss monitors my Facebook page, even though we are not Facebook friends?
I'm afraid not, Jeremy. By using Facebook, you are putting your information and statements out for the public to see. If the public has access to your page, your boss is included in that group. My advice, change your privacy settings so only your Facebook friends can see your Facebook page.